Hello, my name is Kevin Borbath, and this is my TED Talk. I believe that one of the most important things in your life are the people around you and the influence that you choose to let them have on you. The people who are closest around you most of your life are your family. And I'd say for most people on earth, people generally get along with their family. And as for with my family, I have an excellent family. But I'd say that's something that most people underestimate and forget about are people a little bit outside their family. I'm talking about your grandparents. Most people have good relationships with their grandparents, and I was fortunate enough to have a very good relationship with all four of them, which is something that I really cherish and I think is so important. And I'm saying this because I believe that the person who I've learned most from and who's influenced me the most in my life is my grandpa. My grandpa Kirkpatrick. Difficult to say, but he was just an amazing man. He's on my dad's side of the family. Um, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my grandpa because everybody on earth should know about him because he's just such an incredible person. So my grandpa was born in 1918. 1918 in a city called Greenville, Kentucky, which is a city that I guarantee you, even though I go to University of Kentucky, no one knows what that is because I think the population is like 5. I've been there before and it's very, very just weird because it's like ghost town. There's literally no one there. So he was born in Greenville, Kentucky, into a family that was pretty unfortunate. They didn't have a lot of money, but they had each other. He was always really close with his parents. And when World War II came around, he decided to fight, and that's one of the craziest things that my grandpa ever did because he stormed Normandy. June 6, 1944, Omaha Beach. Which was arguably the worst point in the entire war was that. And my grandpa, he was shot 9 times that day. He was shot 9 times in a span of like 20 seconds. And he was even given last rites by a priest on the battlefield. Which, if you don't know, that's something that, during a fight, there's always a priest or, who's sometimes a soldier. And if somebody, if they know somebody's about to die or maybe has died already, they kind of just get down on one knee and they say a prayer for them, to get them to heaven faster. And he was given that. He shot 9 times, given last rites. Somehow, some way, he survived. And he made it home. And he was given a Distinguished Service Cross, which is the second highest medal you can get in all of the United States military. He got it because before June 6, 1944, he was a gunner on a ship. And I think the story is he single-handedly took out like 45 German soldiers or something like that. So, yeah, so he was given a Distinguished Service Cross, second highest medal in the military. And of course, he was also given 9 Purple Hearts for being shot 9 times. I remember going into his house. He just got a trophy case sitting in his room, and it's like what is that? It's like that's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. It's just like 300 medals in there, just from just various things that he did. But after the war, he came back, and he obviously wasn't gone for very long because he was injured. But he came back, and a new life. He wanted to create something new, and he learned that he was really good at golf, which is just so, I'm sure you know that I'm a golfer, and I got it from him. Turns out he was really good at golf. So over the span of the next 60 years, he won 180 tournaments. 180 tournaments. He played in all 4 major tournaments in the PGA Tour: British Open, Masters, U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship. So one of the stories that I always thought was quite funny that he always used to love to tell was there's a golf course in North Carolina called Quail Hollow, which is a very famous professional course, and this was like 10 years ago. He was about 90 at the time, and him and my grandma, they rolled up to the gate at the course. It's a private course. They don't let anybody on, unless you live in the community or are a member. But my grandpa used to love to go to all the courses in the country and buy logo golf balls. That was like his thing, to collect souvenirs, logo golf balls. And he goes up to the gate and he says, hello, I'm Harold Kirkpatrick. I just want to go shop for some golf balls. And the person at the gate goes, no, who are you? Heck no. And that was it. And they were like, okay. They drove away. The next day, my grandpa gets a call from the head of the club, and he says, the head of the club says to my grandpa, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Patrick. I didn't. The guy didn't know it was you. I'm so sorry, but I'd love you to come, and we'll give you a tour of all 18 holes." And so my grandpa went back, and he toured the course, and it's just stories like that my grandpa has always told, just shocking, surprising, like, wow, that's incredible. My grandpa was inducted into the Kentucky Golf Hall of Fame. He was an honorary member. He was nominated to be inducted into the United States Golf Hall of Fame, but he unfortunately didn't make it. Throughout his life, he told my whole family stories like that, and he told us quotes, funny things. He's a very funny person, and a lot of how I act and what I do comes from him. He unfortunately died about 3 or 4 years ago, and he was 98, and even to his last day, he never used a cane, he never complained. He was just a man that every single person on earth should aspire to be. A person who takes what they get, doesn't complain, and just lives life with a positive attitude. That's how I strive to live every day, and I believe that's how every single person on earth should strive to live. That's it. Thank you.